It's a springtime ritual for many of us to spring clean our homes. But today, Money Monday contributor, financial advisor Rob Wilson says it's also a good time to spring clean our financial house. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning.
To see you. All right, what do you mean by spring clean our financial house?
Well, just as you said in the intro, you see that the sun's shining now, the weather's warming up, and a lot of maybe yourself or your neighbors are out working in the garden, slapping a fresh coat of paint on the house. But it's important not to forget that you also have a financial house that you need to clean up. I think no matter how great the weather gets, the fear and anxiety about your money can still sort of creep in. And a lot of that is because maybe you're not organized or you just don't have your things together. And so I think while you're cleaning up your physical house, clean up your financial house as well. And I think you'll feel a lot more in control of your finances.
Great. All right. Well, so you've got some good tips. First is generally about getting organized. Number one, you say take inventory of what?
Well, your money. Do you know where all of your money is? And the biggest culprit here is when folks have 401ks at their job and then they leave and then they go to a new position, especially if it's a new city or in a new state, and they've left those accounts at those old jobs. Now, the problem there is it's probably doing okay there, especially since the stock market has done well over the last couple of years. But chances are you're not really looking at it or managing it because you really only get those statements every 3 months. So the best thing for you to do there is to roll it over into an IRA, at the company that you're using right now. And that way you'll have much more control over it, more options, and most importantly, you know where everything is at. There may even be old bank accounts in a different city or from college or something like that. Really take inventory of everything that you own and make sure that you're at least tracking it, but even if you can have it in one place, that's better.
And we even had a story, I know last week, John Delano, about those savings bonds and old gifts you get, even, First Communion that you may have forgotten about.
Yeah, those could be hiding out in the attic somewhere. I mean, and that's real money. And so, it would be great to be able to be comfortable forgetting about a $5,000 CD that you left somewhere, but that's real money. So make sure you know where it's at.
Great. Okay, then catalog the physical items.
Yeah, this is something that we really forget about. If you think about when you walk into your house and you've got a big TV and a couch and you've got artwork, all of those things are worth money, and God forbid if something happened and maybe there was a fire or something, you need to know exactly what you own so that the insurance company can make you whole. And so it's very easy to do this nowadays. Just take out your phone and start taking pictures of the things that you own. So of your TV, of your artwork, of the coffee table, and also make a note of the date that you bought it and how much you paid for it, and also how much it would cost to replace it. And so it's very easy to do with your phone, but it's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of headache if something happens, if your car is stolen or if there's a fire at your home. You want to make sure your insurance company isn't going to gyp you.
Great idea. Okay, then clear the clutter.
Yeah, you know what? You walk into people's houses, and especially right after tax day, there's just paper all over the place. Now, number one, I really don't like paper. Scanners are very inexpensive right now. You can go to Office Depot, get a scanner. Store all of this stuff electronically and just keep it on your hard drive. So we used to talk about how long do you have to keep all of this paper. If you have the electronic documents, it's not going to matter that much. I will say this though, if you're going to move to electronic, make sure you back up your information. If you use a computer long enough, it's going to go out on you. So you can get some of these online services where you can store all of your information in the cloud and you can have it for as long as you want and it'll be safe and secure.
Great. Okay, so we got organized now. Now we've got to tidy up our items, starting with our credit report.
Well, you know what? let me touch on that point so it was just on the screen. I want people to think about going mobile. And so you can do one thing that's going to save you a lot of time. You can deposit checks at your bank just by using your phone. You don't need to spend time and money going to the bank. Use your phone and you can get reminders. You'll never have a late bill again if the reminder pops up and gets you to pay. So use your phone, use these technologies, and you can manage your money a lot better.
I'm glad you reminded me about that because that's been on my list to do because it is so easy there.
It's very easy. It just takes a little bit of time to set up, but once it's set up, you're ready to go.
Done. Okay.
Now, hitting on those credit reports, you're entitled to one free credit report every year from all three of the major bureaus. Annualcreditreport.com, that's where you go. And you want to make sure, even if you're not in the market for a loan right now, make sure there's no mistakes on there. So if there are, you can get them cleaned up.
Okay. And then update your will, your power of attorney, those sorts of documents.
Yeah, you've got to ask yourself, what if something happened to you today? And I know it's not a great thing to think about, but you want to make sure that your loved ones aren't going to be put in a bad situation. Make sure your will, your power of attorney, all the beneficiaries on your life insurance or your retirement accounts are up to date.
Okay. And that also also includes reviewing life insurance.
Yeah, you know what? People are living a lot longer than they used to. So you want to take a look at your life insurance policy. You may be able to get more coverage for the same thing that you're paying today. And so you want to make sure you're going to be efficient with your money. So call your broker up and just take a look at that policy.
Okay. Analyze your current portfolio.
Yeah, you know what? The stock market has been great over the last couple of years. The Dow, the S&P all hitting new highs. But you want to take a look at that periodically and make sure, are you taking the right amount of risk, and are you comfortable with that? Because at some point, the market's going to go back down again, and are you ready for that? So make sure you know which actually you're invested in and if you're comfortable with that.
Okay. And then plan for 2013 taxes.
Yeah, you don't have to wait until the last minute to plan. So if you start now, you can get on top of that. You can know the things that you want to do this year because you'll be able to deduct it on your taxes next year. So tax planning is more of a process than an event. And if you start now, I think you'll be able to take much more advantage of the things that are available to you.
Yeah, and not be surprised in April
at the last minute.
All right, next let's spring ahead, starting with revising and reviewing our goals.
Yeah, this is a great time to sort of take stock of, are you progressing along on those New Year's resolutions that you set a few months ago? And really just see what are the big things that you want to think about. Maybe getting a new job, starting a business, going back to school. I think, again, this is a great time to freshen up and get a clear view of where you want to head with your finances.
Great. Then just take baby steps.
Yeah, we sort of talked about this in the break a little bit. These are a lot of points. There are a lot of things that you need to do. The most important thing is just that you get started. A small step is still a step. So if it's just a little thing, if you just set up that one text message reminder on your phone, that's great. And do these things throughout the summer. So maybe by the time school starts again, you'll have all of these items taken care of.
Yeah, I like it. A little at a time. We'll get there. And then lastly, educate yourself.
Yeah, you know what? The biggest thing that you can do to feel more comfortable about your finances is just to become knowledgeable. I think people get afraid and scared of things that they don't know or they don't understand. But there's so much information out there. So subscribe to a great, finance website. You can check out my website, robwilson.tv. Maybe go get a financial magazine like Fortune or Money Magazine, or go get a good financial book, but just take some time to learn a new concept, and you'll see that it's really not rocket science after all, and I think you'll feel much more comfortable.
Thank you so much, Rob. Great
Thank
advice. All right, Rob Wilson, financial advisor with Blazer Capital Management and a regular Money Monday contributor here on PTL.